Hey everybody, I am Stephanie Felt and this is 5-minute EMDR refreshers. And I'm coming to you today, not from my car, but from my office. Yay! I do practice other places besides my car. So the question that we're going to talk about today came up, and it's about integrating IFS and ego state parts work into our EMDR practice. And so the question was, if you're noticing a part rise up in a client, how do you help them unblend from that part and cultivate some self-energy so that you can begin to work with it? Amazing question. And this came up in my practice with a client this week. So it is fresh on my mind. So let's go ahead and just talk a little bit about that. The key question that really is helpful in most cases when you're trying to help a client unblend is just to simply ask, how do you feel toward this part of you? And that question is going to give you some really important information, because if the client, maybe they just have to take a minute and notice. If they come back and they say, I feel just tender or compassionate or empathetic or whatever, then you know that they are speaking from self. We will quickly pan over, because I have this ready, to, I wonder if this is even right, you can read this. Okay, we'll find out. The 8 C's of self: curiosity, calm, clarity, connectedness, confidence, courage, creativity, and compassion. So when we ask clients, how do you feel towards that part, and they come back with one of the 8 C's or something in that kind of theme, then you know, okay, they are in self and they're ready to do some of this work. However, that does not always happen. So if they come back and they say, I just feel really irritated, or I feel very sad, or why am I still thinking this, or whatever. Any other response besides the 8 C's indicates that you're dealing with another part, most likely a protector part. And so at that point, what we're gonna do is shift and really try to tune in and get to know that part from a place of just curiosity. So a question that you might ask is, first you might just express gratitude, thank you, I really appreciate, where you're coming from, and I'd like to understand what the concerns are. So exploring if it's anger, frustration, resentment, whatever, just trying to understand what is, just name it, this part of you that holds anger. You can even ask an unblending question from that, how do you feel towards the part of you that holds this anger or frustration? And then maybe, depending on that, they may be able to kind of even take a layer back and get into self. But when you're engaging that part, you can just ask, what is it most concerned about? What is it afraid might happen if it doesn't do its job? Most of the time, the protectors have internalized something that they have to do, either get angry or accuse or, distance or mute, numb down, in order to keep another part safe from further wounding. So we just express that gratitude and then kind of explore, what is its job in the system? How did it get its job? How does it feel about the job that it does? Does it like it? Is there something that it wish it could be doing instead? So some of this is very abstract, but when clients are able to tune in, you can get some really interesting and helpful information. A really lovely question is just, what would you need from me to not have to be able to work so hard? And I just direct clients, don't think about it in your head, just kind of listen deep down. And some of that is just relationship building with that part. And you can even let it know, we're on this journey this healing journey to help this client, its whole, to feel better, to have relief, to be able to have the life that it loves. And part of that journey, we want to work with you. And so would you be willing to pause and soften and allow us to continue on this work? Can we collaborate and can we do it together? And getting that consent from the protector part, to be able to, take a step back and let you move into the other parts, usually the more wounded exile parts. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. I will link some of those questions down below so that you can see them in writing. And please feel free to give any other questions. We'll keep moving and grooving with this topic of parts work, IFS, and EMDR integration. All right, take good care.